Good evening. This is Amy Todd with Amy's Creative Wishes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And tonight I'm going to make 2 gatefold cards using the Plentiful Plant stamp set, the coordinating dies, and the Bloom Where You're Planted designer series paper. So this is the stamp set, and the dies cut out all these little images here. So let's just get started. I'll show you the cards first. So there's this one. Just simple. I wanted simple designs for this. So, and as I said, it's a gatefold. And here's the second one. A gatefold again. And I did this splattering because I had a mark in here and I wanted to make it look sort of intentional. So I did some splattering on, and I'll show you how I did that. But first, we need, for the first card, we need a piece of cinnamon cider cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5. I have 2 pieces of the designer series paper that measure 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then I pre-stamped and die cut the leaf and the pot because I can't get my die cutting machine in the view of the camera. So I pre-cut those. And I also pre-cut, I forget what these are called. They're like macrame pot holders. So I did that out of cinnamon cider. And what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to take my cinnamon cider cardstock, put the long side, so the 8.5 inch side up at the top, and I'm going to score at 2 1/8. Turn it around and score at 2 1/8 on the other side. And that's how you do both cards. And I'll be doing that again for the second one. But let's get all our pieces. And I'm going to move this board out of the way for now. And we're just going to fold towards the middle. And take the other one. And fold it towards the middle. And there we go. So we will start by adding our designer series paper. So I'm going to flip them over. And I'm just going to add some snail. Or you would use this Stampin' Seal. Or you can use glue or double-sided or tear and tape, whatever your choice of adhesive is. And I'm just, there we go. So that's simple. Let's do the inside of the card. So I have a piece of basic white, measures 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. I'm going to take my cinnamon cider ink pad and ink up that pot and stamp it towards the bottom right corner. Oh, that didn't turn out very well. Let's turn it over and try again. Oh, see, I got ink on it again. So the splattering will be happening on this card too, by the looks of it. Now, with the garden green, it's the green I'm using. So open the garden green ink pad and we will ink up the leafy image. And you know what? That covered the smudge, so you'll never know that I had a smudge of cinnamon cider on there, so that's good. I'm going to use the same 2 ink pads on the next card, but I'm closing them up just so I don't get my hands in them while I'm putting this card together. Okay, so add some adhesive to the back. And just put it in the center. There we go. And I know it looks small, but I actually like the larger frame. And the reason I do the measurements that I do for the inside, whereas most people do 4 by 5 1/4, you only get 4 pieces out of 1 sheet of cardstock when you do 4 by 5 1/4. When you do 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, you can actually get 5 pieces if you cut it correctly. I've shown that in a previous video, but if you didn't see it and you'd like to see that, please let me know and I can show you how to do that again sometime. Oh, my stamping on the range of the camera. I'm so sorry, Jennifer. Okay, my bad. I'll be more cautious of that. Sorry about that. So now I want to put my images together. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit, maybe, of adhesive on the bottom of the leaf. Like so. And then I'm going to put adhesive in just a few. I should have brought my glue, but I don't have it at the moment. Okay. So that gets adhered to the pot. And on my sample image, I forced the leaves on the left-hand side through the macrame. You can do it on both sides, but I liked it on the one. And then we will pop that up with dimensionals. Put a dimensional on the macrame part too, so that it's adhered properly. Okay. And now, oops. Oh, I just realized I forgot to bring my punch, so I'm going to have to go grab my punch. But for right now, we're going to just set this on the front on the right-hand side. And then I'm going to stamp "To a Dear Friend" on a scrap piece of white in cinnamon cider. Actually, no, this time I think I'll do it in garden green. I have a lot of cinnamon cider on the card. Let's add some more of that garden green. And I'm just going to stamp that down here near the bottom. Oops, sorry, I was off screen again. I really need to get a new camera phone holder so that I'm up higher and you can see more of my space. And I can also do die cutting at the same time would be nice, but the one I have my eye on is expensive, and unfortunately I'm unemployed at the moment, so I can't afford it. Okay, I'm just gonna trim this down, and that is about 1/2 inch. But I need to grab my punch. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's this punch. I've forgotten the name of it. And I don't have my... No, I don't have my catalog near me at the moment, so I can't look it up. But if you want to know what punch this is, I will look it up and I will let you know. But for right now, we're going to open it up. And I'm using this side. And I'm just centering it in the back and punch. And then I want to do the same thing on the other side. So let me snip that. And then, oop. Punch. There we go. So those two little pieces are garbage. And this is long enough to do another sentiment. So I'm going to keep that because I can make another card with it. And then this is going to get dimensionals on the back. But I only want dimensionals on the left-hand side of it. So, otherwise I would end up closing my card, and I don't want that. So, I'm just going to set this like so. And the card's done except for some embellishment. So I'm using the gilded gems. Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. Thank you. I knew as soon as I saw it or I heard the name of it, I would remember. And I don't have my take your pick tool either, so I'm just going to use some scissors. And grab a large gilded gem. Ooh. These scissors are too big for this, but anyway. Medium gilded gem. And we'll put a small one down here at the bottom. There we go. So that's the first card. I have to blank on the inside so that I can make this for any occasion. If it ends up being for a birth, if I give it to somebody for a birthday card, I can always add a happy birthday sentiment on the inside. Yeah, so that is our first card for tonight. And I will show you the second card again in case you joined in late. This is also a gatefold. And it's another one that's quite simple and fast. So, let's get our pieces. We have the same as the last card. 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cinnamon cider cardstock. 2 designer series papers that measure 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And this time I have a basic white circle, which is the largest circle from the layering circle dies. So let's get the pieces out of the way and we will do our scoring again. Again, it's at 2 1/8. And then turn it around and 2 1/8 again. So we will fold that. Give it a good burnish with my bone folder. And then the second side, do the same thing. And we will start with the stamping. So this time I'm using a different pot in the stamp set. So I used this one before, now I'm using this one. So we're gonna ink that up in cinnamon cider and stamp that at the bottom of the circle. And then ink up it again for the inside of the card. And stamp to the bottom right. Oh, no, I am going to need the cinnamon cider again. Now I'm using garden green again for the leaves. Same leaves as the last card. And there we go. Oh. Okay, so I need to clean off my sentiment. Because this time I have to use cinnamon cider, otherwise it'll... Just try that out. Yep, that inks well. So, oh, damn it, I'm off the screen again. Okay. So in cinnamon cider, to a dear friend. And we'll close up the ink pads because we're done with those. And I liked this. I don't need the splatter this time because I didn't make any mistakes, but I like how it looks, so we're going to do it anyway. Okay, it's not working with that one. We will use the dark crumb cake. There we go. Okay, so let's turn this over and add some adhesive. I really apologize for doing this doing the stamping out of the camera. I was bringing it closer to myself so I could make sure I was lining them up properly, but I guess I should have been paying closer attention to the camera. Oh, we need our designer series paper. Okay, so that gets adhered like that. And then like so. And then this one, again, we only want to put dimensionals on half of it so that it doesn't close shut. So I will let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so 3 dimensionals should be good. And then I'm putting that near the bottom. There we go. And some gilded gems again. And I'm basically doing the same layout with the gems that I did on my last card. Oh, this is really difficult with these scissors. Okay, a large one. A medium one. And let me see if I can do this one with my fingers. Not really. And a small one. Sorry about that. I should have gone and grabbed my take your pick tool. Would have made it a lot easier. Anyway, so that is our cards for tonight. I hope you like them. I've been wanting to do gatefold cards for a while, so... And I'm sure I'll do them again in the future. So that's it for tonight. But if you have any questions regarding anything that I used tonight, or you'd like to place an order with me, please contact me at amyscreativewishes@gmail.com or right here on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. But if you want me to mail you something and place an order, it's better that you email me. That way it's private and you're not giving your address out to random people. So please message me. I will be posting this video to my YouTube channel in a little bit. So if you haven't done so already, please go over to my YouTube channel. It's Amy's Creative Wishes. And subscribe to my channel and click that little bell and it'll let you know every time I upload a new video. I thank you so much for watching and have yourselves a wonderful weekend.